taking care of yourself so that you can take care of your partner. Oh, that feels like a bar. I think I mentioned this to you in dating, is that words
You can't take them back.
You can't take them back.
Taking care of your body, doing the little scrubs, making sure so your body feels soft and nice, all of those things. You can also take constructive criticism as well. So not because I come to you and I say, babe, you know, I kind of don't like when you do that. Suggesting that you do it a different way. Are you open to receiving that constructive criticism? Hi
guys.
Welcome back to Explore with J&J. I'm Janelle.
And I'm Jeremy. I'm so glad to have you guys here.
All right, so today we are going a bit more lovey-dovey. We just celebrated our second anniversary.
It's not just today.
We are celebrating our second anniversary.
We're filming it. Well, we're filming it on our anniversary day. So happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, babe.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we decided to share with you a bit of what we've learned after 2 years of being married.
Yeah, 2 years.
All right. It's a
Time
lot.
flies.
Time flies. I can't imagine that we're actually here now because it feels like it was just yesterday. But I'm grateful and I'm happy. And I think it's important to be transparent in terms of a bit of what marriage really entails, the ups, the downs, what you can learn from it, and also what to expect if you're also dating, looking to get married soon.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go through a few themes, topics, or subheading that we think is important to share based on what we've been through so far in marriage. So the first thing we're gonna discuss is learning to live with each other.
But that's not hard.
It's not hard.
And that wasn't bad either.
Luckily, we haven't had any bad experiences.
We don't have any bad experiences.
Right.
We just have normal experiences.
Right. So how has that been living together?
Normal? I don't know how to say. I'm a very understanding person, and I just kind of pick up on what people like, dislike very quickly. So if you don't like something, just don't do it. Or if you like something, just do that. Yeah, I don't think there was a hurdle or anything of the sort in terms of, trying to mend together. Just that some things they get used to. So you're mostly hot all the time. I'm generally cool. So, like when I'm probably want to sleep on that sheet, you don't. Those are good things. It's just I think that out of everything, that has been probably one of the easiest fix.
Living together?
Yeah.
That's true.
It's just as a man, you just need more space, really. Or limited space.
But we feel the same too. As females and as wives, we have to share our space with you. So certain things that we'd normally do, if we're living alone, we have to adjust and we have to pivot because you're now sharing the space with someone. Especially if you were used to having your own room, doing things a certain way. Like, for example, you like to fold your clothes a certain way. And to me, as long as them just fold and they can hold it in my drawer, I'm good. But for you want your clothes to be folded a certain way. So it's like all of those differences, those intricacies of living with someone, you have to bear in mind what their preferences are and then try to meet in the middle.
Yeah, and that's fine. But gentlemen, just know that, as every man should know, everything in terms of space, just 3/4 go to the female.
And to be honest, I'm not that bad.
You're not that bad. I can agree, you're not that bad.
In terms of taking up too much space.
Yeah, But still, majority of the space is going to go to your significant partner. That's it.
Yeah. But generally, living together, I believe it has been quite an enjoyable experience for me
It
so
has.
far. Just going through the daily routines with you, and the fact that we're both very understanding, very unproblematic persons naturally,
Mm-hmm.
I think it makes it easier for us to coexist because
Yeah.
we are thinking about the other person, like their
Always.
perspective, keeping them in the back of our mind in everything we do. So, generally, us living together, going to the supermarket together, budgeting together. I think the important takeaway in terms of living together is reminding yourself that you both should be doing these things together.
I mean, and then Janelle is my best friend.
Oh, you're my best friend too.
Yeah. So Janelle is my best friend. So we do a lot of. I don't, as some people would say, I actually like being around you a lot, and I
Mm-hmm.
like having you around, and I miss her a lot when she's not around. It's simple.
Nice.
So for me, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was fairly cool. He's my best friend, my lover, and my partner. Bench and Batty. Wife with the Batty.
Always. So yeah, as I said, just a reminder to try to do everything together as best as you can. So in terms of sharing the responsibilities, sharing the chores, it makes living together easier. So the next area that we thought would be cool to discuss is the gross parts.
The gross parts.
Yeah, the
What is the
gross
gross
parts
parts?
about living together, being a couple,
There's
being a
no
yes, there
gross part. What is the
are.
gross parts?
So it's not that we find it gross. It's just generally gross stuff.
What is general? What I don't. I explain.
So for example, you know become one in the sense where it's like personal space and personal boundaries become blurred. So things like, for example, I know what your sweat smells like.
But that's not gross.
No, but it can be considered something gross.
Yeah,
But it's just a
that's not
part. No, but it's
gross.
just a part of marriage. You're gonna learn gross stuff about your partner. And
Yeah,
I don't know if saying gross is the wrong word, but you're gonna deal with a lot of things in terms of, all right, babe, come burst a pimple here for me,
but that's not
or
gross
clean
though.
out my ears for me,
But that's
clean
not
out my belly
gross.
button
That's
for me.
just taking care of your partner.
Yeah, but I'm not saying it gross as in I find it gross. I say it being gross as in people
I would
not
just.
married
I'm just saying that would be
or not
weird stuff.
living with
Let's say
their
weird
partner.
stuff.
All right, let's call it weird.
Weird. I
So-
would say weird
so
stuff. So those are little weird stuff.
Right. So people not living with a partner or have never lived with a partner before may find these things weird. But they're normal.
Yeah.
They're pretty normal. So yeah, like generally you're sick and like for example when you pull the tooth, we had to be dealing with like blood and stuff.
That would categorize as gross.
Well,
I would
where,
definitely say that would be categorized as gross.
that was where I was going.
Yeah. That particular one was gross.
Yeah. So you were
yeah,
in
'cause
a
that
lot
was
of
hard.
pain and
That one was
like if you've
hard.
ever pulled a wisdom tooth before, you know there's gonna be a lot of blood, especially. Should I even be saying that word? There's gonna be a lot of red stuff.
That's fine. But
Yeah.
I think it's more
in the first and second day after you pull that tooth.
well, I don't think it should be a lot of blood because it was more so the pain that I felt. It was horrible. Your face is swollen, there is blood and the
Yeah,
gas
but
change.
I'm not really thinking about so much as the experience. I'm just saying you have to know, take care of your partner in a state where there may be bodily fluids that you're not used to.
Yeah.
Things that you would not have dealt with before. Being a single person having to take care of someone in a certain way, some persons may not expect it, or may not know how to approach it. So that's why I'm kind of trying to normalize it a bit. Like, for example, even farting around each other. Some people would consider that to be gross,
Yeah,
but
but
it's just a normal part.
but you hide your farting from me.
I don't hide my farts, I just don't fart a lot.
Can be gassy sometimes.
Sometimes.
I can be gassy sometimes. I'm just gonna say that. I can be gassy sometimes.
So
But that's
yeah.
fine.
So
But that's true.
being next to your partner and you just hear one fart, it just
Yeah, I get that.
it's something to get used to.
But
It can be traumatizing at first.
yeah, but there's also a part of this too where it's also good to have somebody there to help you through these periods. So, and just even
Right.
using back the wisdom tooth, like them pain there, serious. And then if I had to do some of these things on my own, the making mashed potatoes and all of that type of stuff. I mean, as a single person, you get through it, but
It's
it probably
good
would
to
be a
have a
little
partner there
difficult.
to help you.
Yeah, I could take my stuff and lie down and all of that, the simple things. So I think that is like one of the plus sides of it all. You just have somebody else that's there to take care of you through a difficult time like that.
All right. So as they say, through sickness and health.
Yeah, that is right. Through sickness and health.
Because mentioning sickness too, you then have to also have full disclosure with your partner when it comes to your health and certain things. So for example, one day your belly just don't feel right and you just say, babe, belly not feel right. Some
right.
things are going. The poop is not the normal poop. Like you think this is normal and you talk about those things together. So I'm saying, as a single person looking in, it probably gonna be like, oh, that's so weird to talk about. Why would you talk about your poop with your partner?
So that's the part of it that you have
The
to get.
gross part.
The gross part, as she would say. But yeah.
Yeah, but it's a part of the experience. And what I would say is the takeaway from this area is you kind of gonna lose your shame in a sense. If you're Jamaican, you're gonna understand what I mean. You have to take out pride and shamefulness out of the equation because this is now your second half. You both are one. So a lot of the things that you go through is gonna be a shared experience. So if your partner is going through something, even if you may find it a little weird, you have to still be supportive during the cute times and the not so cute times. Yeah, the not so cute times when I have to be trying to tweeze an ingrown hair. Yeah, it's just the reality.
I think I've gotten to the point now where I find that these stuff are normal to me.
Yeah, it feels normal now.
Yeah.
It does.
For me though, I think one thing to add to is that you have to now be careful of the things that you say to each other, because one of the things I prioritize from early, and I think I mentioned this to you in dating, is that words
You can't take them back.
you can't take them back. So the minute you say them, you cannot take back your words. So for me, it's better to oh, that's a truck. For me, it's better to, if we're angry, just to keep quiet, just to say to the person, hey, I can't talk right now. Can we come back to or revisit this? Instead of trying to talk when, you're extremely angry.
Tempers are high.
Right. Because you will say something that you don't really mean in a heated moment, and then you can't take it back. And then sometimes what you say stick with the person for the entire life, because sometimes you say some stuff, especially you have some people with them tongue sharp, like them words cut deep. So you have to be extremely mindful of that. We're human beings, and yeah, just have to be mindful of the things you say to your partner. So I try if I'm extremely angry, I don't try to have discussion when I'm upset. because something can slip out.
All right. And one thing I would add to that as well, not everything you think you should say.
That needs to be said too.
All right. Because sometimes we think certain thoughts in anger or because we're upset, or the devil may be sowing seeds in your mind to say something that
True.
will be harmful to your partner. So you have to develop a sense of consciousness and self awareness to say, I think it's better not to say this though. So, for example, let's say Jeremy is doing something that is annoying me, and you feel to just say, like, why you do this? You just annoy me. Like, you want to express yourself in that way, and really and truly, it's not worth it because you express yourself in that way now. What is the result going to bring forth? It's just gonna cause a argument or a disagreement, and it's just not worth it. So instead of me saying things a certain way or saying certain words, some things I will just either leave unsaid, especially if it's not something major that needs to be handled. Sometimes it's just your inner annoyance, and as I said, the devil may be trying to work out something. So you have to temper yourself not to say the first thing that comes to your mind sometimes. Remember that you're both on the same team, you both love each other, and there is no doubt about that. So when those times come that would perhaps want to test your relationship, you have to remind yourself that you both love each other. You both really want the best for each other. You both don't want to hurt each other in any way. So it's best not to say some things.
Yeah. Agreed. So, the other thing is always support your partner. I think that is I think that is one of the things that I look at and I say, yo, if she's doing something, I want to be there behind her to support, because there's nothing, to be honest, there's nothing better than having the support at the number one fan we have. So
Yeah.
it feels good to support in everything that they do. You can offer guidance, you can offer your perspective. I value Janelle's perspective in everything that I do. As simple as it is, I always want to hear what she has to say, to help in making my decision. So it's very important to me that, support your partner. For me,
Right.
that has been one of the bread and butter stuff as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's extremely true. Especially in the season that we are in now, where we are in our entrepreneurial journey, it is extremely important to have the support of your spouse. Just being there to help to push you along, especially some days when you really don't feel like pushing. Just having somebody there to help to hold you accountable, to push you, to talk you through certain things. Sometimes an idea may just be a bit tough for you or a bit confusing for you, you can discuss this with your partner and get some insight, get some enlightenment. So be that listening ear for your partner. Be that shoulder to lean on. Sometimes your partner need a shoulder to cry on instead of ridiculing the person. Why you cry? Why you get upset? Try to support them, try to hold their hand, talk them through the emotions, and try not to be too harsh or judgmental towards a person, because we're all going through our individual struggles, and sometimes it's even imposter syndrome as an individual. But when you're in a marriage, you have to learn how to pick up on some of these things and support your partner in the way that they need to be supported in that time. So just try to be
Supportive.
yeah, so just try to be supportive. I was a bit lost of words, but yeah, just try to be supportive.
Yeah. And that segue into support, also honoring God in what you do. Well, for us. So from having I would say, a godly base in everything that we do. So, not leaving God out of anything that you do. To us, that's really important. So, every decision is going to be based or starts off from that base for us, which is very important. So, you're growing in that, in your faith, you're working towards it together, strengthening it together. That also is something that's beautiful for both of us, and it's really nice. But yeah,
Yeah,
for us.
my word of advice for this: in everything you do, whether the good times or the bad times, pray. So you're going through a rough patch, pray together. You're going through a good time, you're celebrating a victory, pray together. You're having a meal, pray together.
Yeah.
And I think praying together with your partner, it also helps to eliminate certain feelings from forming, certain negative feelings or thoughts or behaviors towards your partner. Because when you adapt this mindset that it's us guided by God, that provides you with some level of comfort. And there's no room for being disgruntled in that space with each other or being resentful to each other during those times. You have to hold your partner hand, you have to close your eyes, you have to clear your mind when you pray together. So doing those acts together also helps to strengthen your relationship. So have your individual relationship with God, but also as a couple, you need to develop a strong bond with each other with Christ in the center.
With Christ in the vessel, you can smile at the storm. All right. And then also one of the things that I think is critical to which forms a good baseline is that you have to talk and communicate with each other a lot in everything that you do. So communication is absolutely key. Doing this, I'm doing that, like communicate. Like I can't read Janelle's mind, she can't read my mind. I have to tell her things. And also when communicating, you have to communicate in a way that is loving too. Kind of stemming back from not arguing, not saying stuff when you're angry, but you just have to communicate everything.
Openly.
Openly, and it is, to me, it's best you over communicate. And
just
so that,
not to say things when you're angry. Still bear that in mind.
Yeah, that too. But in terms of generally, just communicate. It helps have clarity, like in every area, every facet, romance, day to day, art. Like just ensure that you have open lines of communication where you can talk to your partner. You struggle with something, you can come to me without judgment, and you can express yourself without knowing that I'm not going to judge you. So that to me is very great, very, very important. Communication. I think that is like one of the pillars that has made the relationship
much
easier to go through. Communicating.
All right. So just to support what Jeremy said, creating that safe space where you know that I can always come to you and tell you my true thoughts or what's really going on in my mind without you snapping at me or you thinking down on me or anything like that. And you can also take constructive criticism as well. So not because I come to you and I say, babe, I kind of don't like when you do that. Suggesting that you do it a different way. Are you open to receiving that constructive criticism? Something to be mindful of as well. And I think it's very important to create that space and that relationship with communication. It makes everything so much easier. I can just randomly say, babe, especially when it even comes to, like, people think about it during the day to day for communication, but even when it comes to romance, it's important to express to your partner, babe, I kind of don't like when you touch me like this. Can you touch me a different way? That makes the world of a difference.
Hey.
Especially for women that can be very particular sometimes. It does make the world of a difference, because as Jeremy said earlier, him can't read my mind and me can't read for him mind. So in his mind he may be saying, yeah man, this is working, and I'm like, no, this not work.
Yeah, stand back from the last video, you're gonna change your position. The position where you like this year, like next, you're gonna like, might not like it next year.
Yeah, but you still have to say it though. You still have to say it, because
Yes,
your partner is not going to know unless you say it.
And every day you're growing.
Every day you're growing and changing. And once you do say it to your partner, then they can pivot and make everything better. So win-win.
So everybody come out a winner,
So having those conversations, not taking it personal when your partner is trying to give you constructive criticism, very important.
Very important. And there's also one more thing too that comes to mind, and it's centered around finances. I think it's something that you need to talk about, not just like a one-off, but a lot. Like finances overall, retirement planning, insurance, healthcare,
planning for your goals,
budgeting. How do we plan to spend money over the month, the day?
Like, I think we need to have like a financing video as a couple, or financial planning as a couple video at this point, because it's a lot to go through.
It's a lot to go through, but I think in this context, I think as partners, it is very important that you talk about money, because a lot of times money is what breaks relationships, because we don't talk about it. And then, especially in the dating phase, like, observe how people spend money too. Like, is your partner somebody where rack up credit cards all the time? That can be a red flag. Or is it that somebody, once them get money, them just spend it right away, and then by the second week them out of money? Like, those are things to me that are very, very important. So talking about money, managing the house expenses, all that type of stuff.
And even if you see bad financial habits, it's not necessarily
communication
a
again.
red flag. It depends. But it's not necessarily a red flag, because I realize a lot of persons were not taught.
That's also true.
They were not taught good money habits. So sometimes it's just a matter of educating the person, learning better habits together, and being conscious of your spending habits or your financial habits, and be willing to change. So if you want to change, that is. So if you know that you want to be saving more and you have a hard time saving, so babe, I have a hard time saving. Can you help me to save more? Or what do you do to save more? Can I maybe adapt some of those habits and help to keep each other accountable? So even if you're currently in a relationship that there may be some bad financial practices, are you both willing to work on it together so that you can be in a better place financially in the next 5 years or in the next 10 years?
Which is true. But I would say the red flags come in is that if you marry somebody and then it's after you're married, like, or let's say before you even get married, that the person is hiding debt from you. Because I think before you get married, I think, in my opinion, it's important for you to at least sit down once and, you don't have to be nitty gritty with like what, but like let the person have a general idea of your financial health. Let's say it like that. Are you loaded with debt, or are you stable, or are you just free and you have excess money or whatever? And then when you get married, you can go in the nitty gritty of, this and that is where, whatever. Because at the end of the day, for me, it's very important, because if something happens to you, or if something happens to any one of us, we need to know where certain things are and what to do. Let's say that I become ill, Gina, to know what accounts to access and where are those type of documents and all of those things. So yeah, very important. Finances.
Right. So on to another important lesson as well is the importance, well, quality time is very, very important. In
Let's
a
get it
relationship,
on.
in a marriage, quality time is extremely important. And I know I'm probably overusing the word important right now, but just bear with me because everything we're discussing today is important.
I think they're important. Yeah?
Right. So spending time together, even if it's just doing the little things together, makes you feel a deeper connection to your partner. So let's say we're watching a movie, I'm probably gonna have my foot over you, probably I go touch you, or I go rub you down. Me no over you, so watch my thing, you over you, so watch your thing.
And also, that is also okay too, you know, in its
because you
own
will
context.
have times when you just want your personal space. But you should also remember to make time to have quality time together. So yeah, you have your own little space, your own little time, but then you come together at a particular time of the day, maybe, depending on what your schedule is like.
Yeah, true.
And you spend quality time together. So it could be doing something you both love. It could be going on a date. Going on dates is very important, even if you're already married. And
Check
that's
her out,
something
you know?
that
Buy
we
roses
want.
for her.
That's something that we are also working on doing more often too. Because sometimes we can get caught up in our schedules that we forget to go out and do something. And funny enough, we have a whole travel channel, but the travel channel is a part of our motivation to go out more and do things together outside of the home. So you can go outside of the home or you can be inside the home, have a look at games nights, cook together, dance together, whatever the case may be. Even when we're going to bed at night, we normally cuddle together first. We can't sleep cuddling, you know. But we cuddle together.
That's the thing.
We cuddle together for a few minutes
You
and then
cannot sleep cuddling.
you cannot. You
It does
probably
not
go
go
fall
work.
asleep a little for a little time, but you're going to wake up.
Bruh. Your hand, your hand when you sleep, dead. It not gonna work out.
But yeah, so cuddle together for a few minutes and then we normally turn over and then we assume our regular sleeping position.
Yeah.
But it's a part of quality time. So sometimes even though we may not feel in the mood, making sure that we do that is a way to bring us together, center our minds, and help us be a reminder that that quality connection is important.
The next thing, is taking care of yourself so that you can take care of your partner. Oh, that feels like a bar. So yeah, taking care of yourself so you can take care of partner. Yes, you are in your relationship, but you have to take care of yourself. You have to feed, you have to exercise, you have to ensure that you rest well. She will ensure that I do. She holds me accountable in those areas. But it is very, very important that you are taking care of yourself so that you can be of service to your partner. Right. So that's critical. So the little things, don't stop. And it also aids in the attraction too. You know, getting your hair cut and getting your face done, getting your nails done, it builds your confidence and it also aids in your partner, you know.
Making a connection with you,
and maintaining a part of it. Keep, you know? Because sometimes when she do her hair, I'm going to tell her, say, yo. And then she have a time too, like when she do her makeup a certain way, and we're like, around. Like, yeah.
So yeah, I think that's important to remember because you do get really comfortable after being married. You get very, very comfortable.
You can.
So you have to always remind yourself every now and again to take care of yourself. So making sure that you maintain good hygiene, you're taking care of your space around you because that also helps with your mental well-being as well. Taking care of your body, doing the little scrubs, making sure so your body feels soft and nice, all of those things.
That's very critical.
Extremely important and make it more enjoyable. There are times when I exfoliate, like I do a full body exfoliation and Jeremy's like, yeah, body feels nice. Scrumptious. Beef. So yeah, it is important,
Very critical.
very critical to remember self-care. So one thing we want to close on is working together as a couple. And I think this is a very touchy one because it's something we're still learning to navigate as well.
Yeah, and I think in our relationship, this is kind of where I can say it's kind of where we have the most tension sometimes because you are two creative individuals,
Very different.
different mindsets of how things can be. So you have to be learning, all right, you don't like this, I like this. And you keep off you have to compromise a lot. So it can be difficult, or you may have times when you are having differences, but I think the basis comes back to, I would say,
Being on the same team.
yeah, remember that you're on the same team, and remember that it's your wife and it's somebody that you love. And I don't know if this is right, but you have to discuss or try to work through your differences in a loving way, not in a like, in a way that is just like
Hard and fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, so working together has really been an interesting journey in my perspective so far. As Jeremy mentioned, we can be two different creatives. So my creative vision is very different from his creative vision. And because it's so different, there can be clashes. So it's important to one, try not to explode when those clashes come up, but look on your partner's perspective. You both try to work out the details together in a loving way so you can be able to execute the task at the end of the day. But generally, it's not easy for couples to work together. I've heard persons say time and time again, them can't work with them wife or them can't work with them husband. It's sad, but I think it's just a matter of, are you patient enough to learn how to work together? It's gonna take a lot of patience, but it's not impossible.
And you have to learn for compromise at the end of the day.
Right. And especially if you want to build generational wealth, you are going to have to work together with your partner in some way, shape, or form if you're gonna do it together. So it is critical that you gauge the differences. Sometimes the differences can be an advantage. So I have certain strengths, he have certain strengths, so we try to play on that. He may be better at the technical stuff, I may be better at the communication. So instead of clashing about the both, I let you do what you're the best at, then you let me do what we're the best then
at.
you let me do what I'm the best at, and then we put it together to create the finishing product.
Exactly. To me, it's like, I think you guys, if you're working together as a couple, you can, where you are weak, as Janelle said, she can come in and fill that gap, and where she might be weak in that area, I can come in and fill that gap. So I think if couples work more together, I think you guys will be unstoppable.
Yeah, you can be unstoppable
because it's your partner. So that's just my opinion. It's not easy, but I just think it's worth it, and I just think you have to learn to compromise.
So learning to compromise and then maximizing on your individual strengths.
Yeah.
Right, so that is it for our video today. Thank you so much for watching and joining us. We hope we could have
joining us on our anniversary.
Right, celebrating with us.
Probably do our next one next year.
Right, so we can give another update next year. But we hope you have learned something that you can use to inspire you in your relationship, or if you're maybe going through similar challenges that we are, we hope we could have provided some insight that can help you on that journey. So I'm gonna keep loving my husband here for many, many more years to come, and I hope you guys will get to be a part of that journey as we love each other and grow together and just be us.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for joining and watching us, and keep exploring. Bye.
Bye, guys. Peace. Oh, wait. Remember to like, subscribe,
Leave a comment.
tap the notification bell so you're notified every time our video is posted, and share with your friends. Appreciate y'all. Peace.
Bye.